Welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Ray Tackett. He is the Bourbon County Extension Agent for Horticulture. Microgreens has been a great trend, but not only is it a trend, it's over $1 billion market for these products.
It's a big market and it's grown so big, in fact, that my local community in Bourbon County, I noticed that we have local farmers growing these things commercially now. And not only that, but when I look in local grocery stores, I see them there also. And let me tell you, they're not the cheapest product on the shelves. They tend to be a premium product with a premium price. And once you do it once you go through the quick process of growing these things in 14 to 21 days on average, that's the whole process. You're done. You have a product that you can use in all these yummy recipes because it's just such an easy process. A microgreen is basically you're consuming an immature plant when it just after it gets its first true leaves, on average 2 to 4 inches tall. And there's a lot of different seeds that you can use for microgreens, things like radishes and kale and beets, and even interesting things like alfalfa and wheat. Sprouts are even younger than microgreens and tends to be sort of what I call a wet process. Microgreens are not that. Microgreens are actually grown in media and they don't involve soaking anything in water to produce the product. So that's the difference between sprouts and microgreens. The flavor is big and the nutrient profile on these things, if you look at the nutrient density for the size, is really, really good. They are rich in flavor and rich in nutrients. So it's a kind of a win-win product that you can do right at home. The first thing you would need is to look for seeds. It's important to get seeds that are untreated. That's why I typically, to take some of the guesswork out of it, is I buy seeds specifically marketed for microgreens because then I have assurance that there's no seed coatings on there that may affect the eating quality of the microgreens. And the good news about microgreen seeds, even if it's a new concept for you, I noticed in my local community this past year, there was I don't know, many different packages of microgreen seeds. If you go online, it's very, very easy to find microgreen seed packs. And it's typically you won't find just beets or just arugula. You'll find things like a mild mix or a spicy mix. So you'll get a mixture of seeds and they've been carefully kind of put together so that they grow well. You can grow these in any kind of shallow container. And in the case of microgreens, it doesn't even need drainage holes. 1.5 to 2 inches of clean potting mix. I always say start with clean potting mix. We don't use the potting mix when we're done with it again for sanitation purposes, but it starts with a good quality media. And if you get interested in microgreens, you'll see online that you can actually get these little cocoa fiber mats and grow them on mats, the small seeded stuff. So either a good media is the next step or one of the growing mats that'll work with the small seeded stuff. And the container can be just about any small food grade container that's been sanitized. It doesn't have to be very deep. In fact, I don't recommend using a deep container because that takes too much soil. And remember, you're using the potting mix only one time.
Does it need a lot of light?
I've had pretty good luck growing in my east facing window in my kitchen, just growing these in a window. I'll turn them 2 or 3 times over the course of the 14 to 21 days that I'm growing these things, 6 to 8 hours a day. And if you don't get that from a window, if you have any kind of little grow light at home, you can put those under there and they'll do very well. It's like almost like growing a vegetable transplant, except when you seed microgreens, keep in mind when you're doing your research, you'll notice microgreens are seeded much, much more thickly than standard like vegetable seedlings. That's a big difference with microgreens. They're thicker, but they require about 6 to 8 hours a day of pretty good sunlight. You can have a little bit less than that and do okay, but ideally 6 to 8.
But they're not really hard to harvest either.
One pro tip I'd just throw out here as we talk about harvesting is if you have a shallow container, fill that shallow container level with the lip because remember with microgreens, you're not pulling them out of the soil. You're harvesting with a clean, it's important, a clean pair of scissors that you're harvesting at soil level, trying not to get the scissors into the soil once again for sanitation purposes, or a sharp knife will work. And you're only harvesting the microgreens one time because you're harvesting the stem and all the growing points above. So you're harvesting those tender shoots, and once you harvest those, they're kind of done. They don't regrow because you're taking the bud out.
All right, and then you can enjoy them on salads, pizzas. There's all kinds of recipe smoothies that you can enjoy these in. Thanks for watching and have a great day.